public service TV of Oklahoma, and they raise money, and they play the music from all the from the 50s on up, and like I said, being growing up there in the late 50s in high school and junior high and the country school up through the 8th grade around here, but we liked a lot of that music, of course, since that was our generation there. But the old-time country music, Hank Williams, I know he was really famous, but I don't care for his music at all.
Yeah, I wasn't, my parents did not were not fans of country music. They were more city folk, and they liked the big band music. That was like their era. And then the singers, Perry Como and Andy Williams and all that kind of stuff. And I grew up listening to that from my parents. But I'm the baby of four kids in the family. I was the youngest. So I got to hear my older siblings' music, and they were into the rock and roll. So I had quite the musical education, and I loved it, and it's still a big part of my life. I do play. I was in the band in high school, and all the way up. I played the cornet and trumpet. And then I got braces on my teeth, and they switched me to tuba or sousaphone. And I did all that all the way up into the 12th grade. And I started playing the guitar when I was 11, self-taught, just watching people, looking at books. And I still play today. It's a fun hobby.
Yeah. Well, my wife, she played the piano. She and I are the same age. And we went to a country school up through the 8th grade, and I'd go to town to go to high school, but she played the piano, and she was taking piano lessons in grade school, I think starting about the 4th grade. There was a teacher out there in that community, and we had to walk to school. We lived on a country road there that hadn't even been gravelled yet. Several of those years, they finally gravelled it. But anyway, before we got out of the 8th grade, but she walked past our house. We lived on the same road. We met in the 3rd grade. But anyway, she played the piano and took music lessons and played the piano at the Methodist Church in Duncan there, starting out in high school. There, they give her the job for that. And anyway, she's a musical one in the family. I wished that I'd have been more interested in something like that when I was growing up, but I got into amateur radio there, and like I said, I actually started studying for the novice license in 1954, and got my ticket March the 9th of 55. But so that's been my hobby all these years, that, hunting, fishing, and camping there over.
Oh yeah. Well, you and I share the camping, and I just started doing. I told you I'm 65, and I just started small game hunting with a pellet gun a couple years ago, shooting squirrels, and I finally got brave enough to butcher it and eat it, and so now my family kind of makes fun of me, but hey, I know a fair amount of people that have done that, and hey, it's a survival skill, so it's all good, And hey, I'm curious. You started in ham radio in 1954. What was your first transceiver, or was it a combination receiver transmitter?
Well, if there's any transceivers in, we couldn't afford one. We actually, they started the scout troop out at that country school. Some of the parents decided they'd sponsor a scout troop, and they did. And the scoutmaster there was a ham. And first scout meeting we had, he introduced us to amateur radio and scouting, but we already had quite a few scouting skills, living out there, and even starting about the sixth or seventh grade, we started hunting there, and because we just go home and throw our books. If we had any books from school for homework, we threw them on the bed and went hunting, especially in the fall and the winter. Didn't care about it in the summer, too hot and sweaty, and get too much guns and rust. But we done a lot of small game hunting then. Didn't hunt deer. Never did hunt deer. Although we got deer on this place. We got a lot of deer here on this place. I could open the window here and kill a deer at times, but I don't care anything about it. Unless we get real hungry now, and I would do it. And also lots of wild turkey. And then, of course, all the small game. And we got pecan trees here, so I shot a lot of squirrels here on this place,
What is your squirrel gun of choice?
Well, I killed them with the 22, but I still don't hunt with any of the big stuff. I got several different kinds of rifles and shotguns and pistols. A little 410 with 410 shorts in it.
Oh, now the 410 that's a shotgun, right?
Yeah, it's a smallest caliber shotgun. Although you can get what they call rat shot to shoot in a 22 rifle, and some other calibers too. It'd be like a little bitty shotgun with pellets in it, but they're not good for very much range on them. But 410 works real well, especially when you get an old Zion.
Right. You don't want it to knock you over for sure. Yeah. I'm real new into the guns. My dad had a 22 pistol, and his brother, my uncle, had one as well. I inherited both of those. They're from the 1960s, and they still work. I shoot them fairly regularly at the range. I own a 9mm, and that I got about 2 years ago, and then I bought myself a short barrel shotgun just for home defense. So yeah, I'm into the target shooting, and I mentioned the pellet gun. I got a Benjamin Marauder. It's a rifle with a scope. I actually spent about $600 some on it, so it's a good quality one, and that's what I was shooting the squirrels with. With that scope, I could get headshots, shoot them in the head consistently there. I do enjoy target shooting. I just set myself up a little shooting gallery in the basement, and with a box full of rubber mulch, basically chopped up tires, and that stops the pellets. I have a target on the front of the box, and I stand about 7 yards away and shoot. And I just bought myself a CO2 powered 22 pellet pistol, and I'm having fun with that. It's a fun hobby.
Yeah, it is. Well, I done all of it growing up there. Like I said, it was really right there out the door when we got home. Or when I was going to that school out there that went up through the 8th grade, there were several of us boys. Not very many in that school, but in our class, in fact, there was 10 boys in our 6th, 7th, 8th grade class. There was 10 boys and 10 girls, which was real strange. Odd that it was that well divided, but anyway, there was about 3 or 4 of us boys like to hunt, starting at a pretty early age, like 6th, 7th grade there, and anyway, we'd come home and throw our books on the bed and go hunting, because it just right out the door, to the woods and the field, so it was very handy to us. Couldn't afford much, but anyway, I walked a mile or two up to a little store on the highway sometime, and could buy shotgun shells for about 5 cents a piece, and I bought 2 shotgun shells. So most of us hunted Of course, the farmers didn't mind for us hunting around there either. We didn't want any cows shot or anything, but we always had lots of room. We could shoot rifles right here on this place. We got 3 ponds and some pretty good dams on them, so we got a good place to shoot. And it's like to the north of me, the closest house, and I can't see them for the trees, is over half a mile north of us here. Well, our fences are half a mile north, and then there's some on past that, but we don't do much. And I've got some pistols, Ruger. I like Ruger, and I like the old style single action. I don't care for double action, although I got one double action 38 special, but I've got Rugers in 22 and then 22 Magnum, a cylinder that goes in the same one, and I got a nice big hefty pistol, a 44 Magnum Ruger Arrow.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's a definitely good brand, Ruger. You can't go wrong with that. I have a my dad's gun was a high standard. It's a 22 revolver, and I think it's roughly 1965 era. And then I believe my uncle's, it's I think it's a Ruger. Like a Mark 1 or something. I don't know. I can't recall. But that thing has got a hair trigger. You just touch that thing and it go. Oh my God! You got to be careful with that thing. Oh jeez. But anyway, I kind of passed. I got my son interested in target shootings, and well, actually, he inherited some guns from his stepfather, who recently died, and they were all rifles. But I think my interest in pistols got him to buy his first 2 pistols. He got a 9mm and a 22 just to save money on ammo. I'll tell you, you blow you can blow some lots of money on ammo with a 9mm if if you shoot a lot. Back to you.
Oh yeah, it's like everything else there. Well, it was a lot of fun, and I still every once in a while I go out and shoot a few up at one of the ponds here behind the house. But like I said, don't do much hunting anymore. And the way we used to do it when we were still in school there, like I said, there's about 3 or 4 of us like to hunt and fish and camp. And we started camping. We had about 2 or 3 spots to camp in, and I'm talking about 2 miles or more from the house. I don't know. Other farmers there didn't mind if we camped there. Just didn't want to set the country on fire, which we never did, or shoot a cow or anybody else. In fact, very, very well trained in arms there at a fairly young age. We never come close to shooting anybody or even the gun going off accidentally. And we would take our guns and our sleeping bags, and we'd hike sometimes over to one of these campsites at night. I'm talking about in the 7th grade, because we wasn't worried about perverts hanging around then. And if they had been, they'd have been in a mess of trouble, I can tell you that. But we camped out. We'd take our supper with us in foil and put that in the coals in the fire. And we'd set out a trot line in the pond or the creek, big creek there. And we'd run the trot line a couple of times during the night, and then we'd get up real early in the morning before the sun came up, just light enough to see, and we'd go down on there's a big cottonwoods on the creek there, and sit down and be real quiet. Sometimes we could get 3 or 4 squirrels out of one cotton tree there in just a little bit if we was real quiet there over.
Wow, and that's the way to get them all at once before they scatter. I got a little routine in my backyard where there's kind of a tree that they all run to. It's their safe zone, and then I got a bird feeder thing where they kind of congregate underneath on the ground there. And what I'll do is there'll be a squirrel on on the tree in the safe zone and some on the ground. I'll shoot the one on the tree, and then the ones on the ground will run to the tree. And I got just enough time to pull that bolt back and get another shot, and I get 2 for 1.
Yeah. Have you ever been quail hunting? We used to have a lot of quail in this country, and that was a lot of fun, but you needed a good dog to point them out before you scattered them. Once you jumped them there, if you didn't have a dog with you, you just might as well give it up, because it'd rather you so bad there. But boy, hunting behind a good dog, that quail hunting was one of the best bird hunting there was. I never did care for dove because I didn't eat dove, but those quail were good, and they just about disappeared from this country, for one reason or another. But that was a lot of fun back then. But I hadn't heard a quail here on this place in, 4 or 5 years now. The last covey we had on here was probably 10 years ago. They just, the fire ants that come across Texas from old Mexico there over the years, the fire ants finally made it across the Red River, which is a dividing line between here and Texas. I'm just 35 miles north of Texas-Oklahoma line. They finally got across the river, and they're up here now, and any ground birds that nest on the ground, boy, they pretty much wiped them out.
Oh, yeah, that's really sad. I mean, yeah. Oh, geez, fire ants. That's rough. Oh, well. You can do. Have you done much trapping at all?
I did when I was a kid, but I didn't really like it. Back then, the main traps were those old traps that clamp on them, and I just didn't care to do it. But I did it a time or two just to see what it was like.
Yeah, I had a squirrel problem in my garage, and one of my ideas was to trap them, but I never did that. I was too afraid to set the trap alone, just in case I got myself, and there'd be nobody to untrap me. So I probably should sell those on eBay. I bought a few. Oh well, what do you do? Anyway, Phil, it's been a pleasure talking to you. By the way, you came up to 9 plus 10 over here at times. I work nights and I work tonight, so I gotta get a few things done before I take a little nap before I go into work. I work at a hospital, and a 12-hour shift. It's a pretty easy job, actually. I'm very lucky to be 65 and still working, but it keeps me, it gets me out of the house, and they pay me, and I live alone, so it's a good thing to have something to do. So I probably should wrap up the conversation and get going on I got some grocery shopping and just the usual stuff, put some gas in the car, the whole bit. So anyway, hey, I'm glad you were there, and a very, very interesting conversation. You're a very interesting person.
Well, I'm getting old and forgetful, I know that. But I enjoy writing anymore. And I got into electronics, of course, when I got into amateur radio, because our Elmer there that started teaching us, and we got our novice license first, KN5ACR. It was only good for 1 year, and that was it. You had to upgrade or quit. You had to upgrade to back then to general. They hadn't started that technician license in. Shortly thereafter, they started a technician license where they still required 5 minutes of 5 words a minute code for that, and a lot of guys got their technician license, but we operated that novice license for that 1 year and made several hundred CW contacts. So we got our code speed up to that 13 words a minute or better. We actually got better than that, because the Elmer there, the scoutmaster, said you guys need to get up to at least 16, 17 words a minute. Be sure you pass that 13 word a minute code test for general. So we operated coast till we got it up there, and we studied the general theory that year, and they just took the N out of our call when they passed the general. And I stuck with the same call now, like I said, 68 years this past March the 9th. But it got me into some electronics, and when I got out of school, I went to work for companies in the energy business. And I worked for companies in the energy business, in electronics, in the labs, electronic labs, mostly in engineering. And we worked for 2 different companies. In the last 15 years, I worked for the military and military contractors, ITT and Northrop Grumman, and I've been retired 21 years. But we still got plenty of work. No doubt about that out here in the country. It's something all the time. You have to take care of your own water wells, your own sewer systems, and your own trash and everything else, which we've always done. Anyway, I've enjoyed it and still enjoy listening, and hope to cross paths with you again there sometime, Robert. I'll listen for any final. You might tell me if I'm distorted. I can't see my signal here. Well, my scope over here, I had got it hooked up. But I need to hook it up and see if this little 718, if I'm talking too loud or hitting it too hard or something. But with the 7300 I could tell, but I don't want to hook it up and put it on receiver next to this thing and build my 7300 up, getting all this into it, too much of it. But we just thought we'd ask you, I very seldom ask for audio report, but if I'm distorted, I'd like to know that are hard to understand. KICB for your final. I'll listen and sure enjoyed it. You and the family take care there. Hope wish you well. This is K5ACR listening.
K5ACR, KICB. I probably would back off the mic just a tad. I'm that's one of my sins is I swallow the mic and maybe just a little bit over mod.
Yeah, okay, a little bit hot there. Well, like I said, it's hard for me to tell. I've always close talk to mic and always used a hand mic there. Well, I have got a lot of old desk mics that I had back in the AM day, but anyway, just wondering now, the 7300's got the little scope on it, and I can see my signal. Of course, I have a 7300 just great. That's a good little thing, and I've got some scopes over here. I just don't have one of them hooked up, and I need to do it here and check the settings on those because I forget where to set the mic gain, and like I said, I was talked too close. Anyway, thank you for the report, and sure have enjoyed it, and you take care, and hopefully I catch you again sometime, Robert. K8 ICB. Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. I guess that's ICBM, isn't it? This is K5ACR. I'll listen for you final.
K5ACR. I never even made that connection. ICB, interconic, well, missile. Yeah, I'm a B, not an M. Yeah, okay, well, close. Anyway, yeah. Actually, tell you the truth, I live in Imlay City, IMLAY City, and my name is Bob. So that's what that's what it goes for. I mean, that's why I picked it. It's a vanity call. I'm Imlay City Bob. That's what I'm known as. That's my stage name. when I was performing in front of people, I don't do that anymore. But someday I'll do it again. Yep, Phil. Wonderful. I really got to get going, and it's been a pleasure. Hope to talk to you again. K5 Alpha Charlie Radio. This is Kilo 8 Italy Charlie Bravo, and I'm going to shut her down here. 7-3.
Okay, real fine there, Bob. K8 ICB. I used to belong to Dan R. Heisman at Columbus, Ohio. That call belonged to you there at one time, over.
You know, I knew it belonged to somebody. I thought they were down in Florida.
Well, this is an old call book, a 1962 call book. So he got that call, had that call back a little while there, over.
Oh yeah, it's probably being recycled many times. Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. Well, thanks. I learned a lot today. All right, 7.3 K5 ACR K8 ICB. Shutting it off. Bye bye.
73, sure enjoyed it. K5 ACR clear.
Wow, that was a really good conversation. Very cool.